ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track, and ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. 3 couples, 4 vacations, a lot to unpack. Watch The 4 Seasons, a new series starring comedy favorites Tina Fey, Steve Carell, Will Forte, Coleman Domingo, and more in a hilarious and heartfelt love letter to long-term relationships. Based on the original Alan Alda film. Watch The 4 Seasons, May 1st, only on Netflix.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. Hey, there they are.
There they
Look,
are.
I told you they'd be there.
Bwaaa.
There's people there. Hey, guys, welcome to Bwaaa, a King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
King of the Hill podcast. I'm Rusty.
He is still Rusty.
Definitely Rusty.
Welcome to a That Ain't Right Friday. In our last couple of episodes, we have mentioned a thing called the ATX TV Festival in Austin happening on May 30th, 2025. I just wanted to go over that real quick. We are still waiting to hear whether we get credentials or not for this thing, hoping that we get to go cover it. If anybody listens to that or anybody has any pull with the ATX TV Festival.
Would it be credentials just for King of the Hill, or would it be
No, I think it'd
credentials
be
for the
credentials
whole
to cover the
event
whole
so we
thing.
could go see
Yeah.
other stuff too?
Yeah,
That'd
be
be
credentials
cool.
to cover
Yeah.
the whole thing.
I don't really care about King of the Hill, but I'm sure there's cool stuff going on.
It says you can go to atxfestival.com and they'll show you all the things. But just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here, I think this is from the people who do South by. So they will have a few different series there representing themselves. King of the Hill, Mad Men.
King of the Hill.
So John Hamm will be in town.
Oh, they're bringing back Mad Men?
Late Night with Seth Meyers.
They're bringing it back or
No.
something?
It's just a panel they're doing.
Oh, I thought they're bringing it back.
Late Night with Seth Meyers, so he'll be there. Something called We Were Liars. Andor, the people from the Star Wars thing. The Waterfront, Elsbeth, which is on CBS. Reasonable Doubt, The Leftovers, which is a big one. Animal Control. So I don't know if Joel, what's his name that used to be on the
McHale?
Yeah, Joel McHale. I'm guessing he'll be in town for that. Harry Wild.
I was talking about the guy from Community.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe McHale, yeah.
Art Detectives, Unreal, The Long, Long Night, The Golden Girls.
Whatever's left of them.
Yeah, there's not many. Designing Women.
The Golden Girl.
The Golden Girl. You Belong Here, and then it says more to come.
More to come.
So I've got a little article here written by Kelsey Thompson. She is an Austin digital reporter. This came out April 25th.
Well, I bet you I need to I might reach out to that person in Austin that I've connected with through that Texas Live or whatever it is.
Yeah, you
news
should.
site.
Anybody you
I'm
can.
pretty sure that
You talking about the one that did the article?
Yeah, them being in Austin, I bet you she'll have credentials to that.
Probably. Yeah, I would imagine that they have credentials because didn't she work for? Oh, she works for that Texas.
She
Live
works
thing.
for a Austin publication. Website.
Yeah. When you do that, send me her.
I'll get it to you.
Stuff too. All right. So this is written for mysanantonio.com by Kelsey Thompson, an Austin digital reporter. It's called King of the Hill Revival Reunion Transforms Austin into Arlen nearly 16 years after the series ended. It says, God dang it, Bobby, it's been nearly 16 years since the final season of King of the Hill wrapped, and the animated sitcom centered around the fictional city of Arlen, Texas. It has solidified its place in popular culture as a cult classic. A slew of Texans lent their voices to the comedic series with guest appearances from Willie Nelson, Matthew McConaughey, who's still very much in Austin, Renee Zellweger, and former Texas Governor Ann Richards. Its enduring legacy, and that's just a small amount of the people, its enduring legacy earned it a reboot series via Hulu, with the streaming platform announcing the revival was in the works back in January 2023. Think about that. We've been talking about this for 2 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying is we started this podcast
right before
that.
Mm-hmm.
So That's the reason why we've had so much trouble having guests.
sure.
And stuff
Yeah,
with the
yeah, 'cause
actual
they're all working.
atmosphere because of that. But
Says now fans will
it's
get
been a cool journey.
Yeah, now fans will get a first look at the next chapter of the Hill family and the rest of Ireland right here in Texas. The ATX TV Festival will host a King of the Hill reunion on May 30th. The series announced this week on its Facebook page. So
here you go. I got something for you right here.
Well,
real
what I was
quick.
going to say is when that happened, that's the announcement they made. The little thing you'll see that on their Facebook page if you go to it.
So on the actual ATX Festival website, apparently they're doing a King of the Hill backyard barbecue presented by Hulu.
Yep.
So if you have a badge holder, which is what we're trying to get.
This follows that. They're doing a panel and then they're having a barbecue after.
Yeah.
And it's going to have Mike Judge, Greg Daniels, Saladin K. Patterson, who is now the showrunner.
He's the showrunner. He's the guy that did the reboot for Wonder Years.
Pamela Adlon and Lauren Tom and Toby Huss. It says the show picks up years after the original series. Bobby is now 21 and a chef in Dallas. Backyard barbecue event to follow. And then it says season 14 premieres summer 2025 on Hulu.
So it'll be the summer.
So June or July.
Right after, probably right after this event.
I'm betting on June. Just simply because he's doing this on the 30th. I would imagine you're about 2 weeks away from it at that point.
Yeah. Well, I think it's cool, too. So they say that the after event will showcase food and drink from Texas favorites, local brands, exclusive King of the Hill themed photo ops and giveaways, backyard games, and great tunes.
It also says
that would be awesome to get into that.
It also says it'll include a preview of the revival as well as a panel featuring all those people we mentioned.
It would be awesome just to get into the space to talk if all I gotta do is get into a room and I'm good. Like I want to see them. I'm gonna get a guest, at least one out of that.
I just want to see. I would like to hear them talk about Hardwick. Because I mean that is probably their biggest loss.
Yeah,
simply because it's the most recent. I mean I know.
Yeah, it's the biggest loss due to recent, but like losing Brittany Murphy and Tom Petty and anybody else that I can't remember that I haven't listed. I'm sure there's probably others.
But, it did say the panel is going to take place at the Paramount Theater in downtown Austin. Great
Jonathan
theater.
Joss
Great
will
theater.
be shining shoes outside of Pyramid Theater. You want your shoes shined by John Redcorn, be there. I think that is a crazy way to protest.
I think it's a great way to protest.
I think it's crazy, but it's great. Yeah, it is definitely a great way.
I just
don't like. I know it's kind of off topic. So if everybody hadn't watched our previous episode where we discussed it, Jonathan Joss is active in a King of the Hill fan group page on Facebook that I'm a part of.
Yeah.
And he went on a little rant in there how he was pissed off and he didn't understand. He felt slighted that he wasn't involved in this event.
Yeah.
But if you look at the list, there's other people who aren't involved in it as well. They literally just have Bobby and Hank pretty much.
Yeah.
That's like the two main, like Stephen Root's not there. I mean,
Pamela Adlon.
Pamela Adlon.
I mean, that's Bobby.
That's Bobby.
Yeah.
But so there's like a lot of voice actors for the show that are important to the show that aren't there, so I don't understand why he would be so upset. Not only that, I don't want to downplay his role in the show, but it's really not.
No, it's not
massive.
Huge. Yeah, it's not huge.
He's not in every episode. He's not even in probably. If correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody that wants to do the actual math, I bet you John Redcorn is not in half of the episodes. I bet he's probably in a quarter of the King of the Hill.
Yeah, he's not in a ton. He's not in a
bunch. And if you do see him, it's just you might just see him in the background or something like that if he's not a part of the actual episode. So I can understand that him being in San Antonio and not being a Hollywood elite like Kathy Najimy is she's been in some, she's not just the average voice actress. Jonathan Joss, a character for sure. There's a guy that I need to try to get as a guest. His name's Matt Troutner, I think is his name.
Okay.
But he does this Rusty Shackelford thing. He actually he flew Jonathan Joss out to the city that he lives in, and they did a show on Friday night. They did like a music comedy show thing in North Carolina to raise money for Jonathan Joss because
his house burned down.
His house burned down, and I don't know. There's a couple of erratic videos that he posted on Facebook a couple of times where he rants about stuff.
Yeah,
and
he is getting older.
Well, he was kind of showing signs of some type of stimulant use.
Yeah.
You could tell that he
I
was
hope that's
kind
not the
of
case.
jicked out, whether it was Adderall or methamphetamines or whatever it might have
Yeah.
been. He looked kind of suspect and out of it. I hope whatever he's got going on, he figures it out. But he will be there shining shoes. So I think I'm gonna wear
Just
a pair
insane.
of
Wingtips.
I'm gonna go to a thrift store and
Get
try to
some
find
wingtips?
me some wingtips.
Get some real beat up ones.
And I'm gonna wear wingtips and jeans, and I'm gonna
That'd be great.
see if I can get him to. I'll even give him a $10 bill to shine him.
So once again, guys, this is going to be on May 30th at the Paramount Theater in Austin.
I would have gave him $100 to come on the podcast.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
I would have gave him $200
He
to
wanted
come on the
5K,
podcast, but
folks. He wanted
5K, like more than $200, I think would have been out of the question.
5K. It says Paramount Theater in downtown Austin, and then Hulu is hosting a backyard barbecue event afterwards with a recreation of the Hills family backyard.
Yeah, so it'd be
that's freaking cool.
So you'd be in the Hank's backyard kind of feel.
Yeah. So
Rub
if
some
anybody
elbows
out
with
there
elite.
has any kind of pull with the ATX Festival in Austin, please put in a good word for us.
put in
They
a
did
word,
respond and say that we'll get with you soon. So
we're a big enough media outlet.
Well, they didn't just give me a flat ass no. So
well, not only that,
I'm
we're
happy about that.
we're in Central Texas. This has become a decent sized little media outlet.
Sure.
So
yeah.
Name another podcast company in Central Texas.
Honestly, there's not many.
Yeah,
but another thing
in between Dallas and Austin, this has got to be the biggest.
The other thing I would love to do is talk
outlet.
to some of these other shows. I mean, hell, when are you going to get to talk to Seth Meyers? When are you going to get to talk to
it'd be cool
John
to go
Hamm. I
to
mean,
run around and talk
cool.
to everybody.
Yeah.
But
it'd be
honestly,
great. But we'd be there for the King of the Hill thing.
King of the Hill thing that would take up a lot of my energy.
All right. Anything else going on that we need to cover?
I
think that's it for now, right?
Pope died, and
Pope did die.
Kanye West said that he had sexual relations with his cousin when he was a child.
Great.
Other than that, for the 2025 bingo card,
aliens are next.
I don't have anything on it.
All right, guys. Thank you always for joining us. We really appreciate all of you. Where can they find us?
They can find us on BWAAAKOTH on all social medias, and you can also email us comments, thoughts, suggestions, feelings. You could say "fuck you" and
we love a good email.
Yeah. Whatever. That's at BWAAAKOTH@gmail.com. That's going to be 3 A's.
And I think that leaves us with just one more thing to say.
Wima Tanye.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wima Tanye, indeed.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.